Why does the historian that abridged the Book of Mormon stop midway through to add his thoughts? We're going to find out and see God's guiding hand through centuries. In Words of Mormon, we're going to figure this out together. This is day 66 of the Seek Him First Book of Mormon challenge. Why does he add his thoughts halfway through? In verse 7, he admits that he doesn't understand why he is writing duplicate history. It says, "And I do this for a wise purpose, for thus it whispereth to me, according to the workings of the Spirit of the Lord which is in me. And now I do not know all things, but the Lord knoweth all things which are to come. Wherefore he worketh in me to do according to his will." So we know that when Joseph Smith was translating the Book of Mormon centuries later, that Martin Harris was tempted to want to show and to prove to people that the manuscript was real. So the first 116 pages, he begged Joseph Smith that he could take to his wife, and they asked God 3 different times if they could show people the manuscript, and God said no each time, and finally he said yes. But the outcome of not listening to God the first couple of times was what seemed catastrophic. They ended up losing the first 116 pages, and Joseph Smith was furious that he didn't listen to the Lord the first couple of times. But what they didn't know, that God knew that was going to happen. God knew that they would be tempted to share the manuscript, and that Martin Harris would really want to show his wife. And them losing the first 116 pages was not catastrophic, because God knew that would happen, and he prepared Mormon to write from the large plates and the small plates. So we know that the large plates were more of a secular history, and the small plates are more sacred history. So the manuscript that was lost was the Book of Lehi, and the secular plates were the Book of Nephi, which was the same time period. So Mormon doesn't understand why he's writing a duplicate history. Even though both of these books had slightly different tones, they were still the same time period. Fast forward later, when the first 116 pages were lost, this is where we see God's hand. He knew that the first 116 pages would be lost, and that's why he had Mormon write both. He ended up writing the words of Lehi and Nephi. What I get out of this chapter is that God is always many steps ahead of us. He has the bird's eye view. He knows past, present, and future. God is omnipotent and all-knowing, and we need to trust that he knows best.